Hello, hello. Welcome to a new Let's Play of Pokemon Generation 2 for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Let's sit back and enjoy this intro. Full of color, as these games were designed for the Game Boy Color. A nice Lapras. Cute little Jigglypuff with Pikachu, who's not taking that Jigglypuff shit. And then new Pokemon, new Pokemon, new Pokemon. Old badass Pokemon. Hell yeah. What an intro. And then we have this mysterious dark silhouette. Is it a bird flying in the night sky? Or some sort of aquatic animal swimming at the bottom of the sea, along the sea floor? Well, I suppose we'll find out. Now, this says continue, because I actually had a recording mishap where I forgot to save. I did an hour and 28 minutes of episode 1 of Let's Play Pokemon Silver version. I didn't save, and so there's no point in continuing, as that is a test to see if I could save. And it just turns out I viewed my recording that I did, and I didn't save it, so. It is night, 3 a.m. And there are 42 minutes on the clock. No wonder it's so dark. He has a different line of dialogue for every time that you give him. Hello, sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Prof. This world is inhabited by creatures that we call Pokemon. People and Pokemon live together by supporting each other. Some people play with Pokemon, some battle with them. Some. But we don't know everything about Pokemon yet. There are still... Words are hard. There are still many mysteries to solve. That's why I study Pokemon every day. Now, what did you say your name was? And we have all these interesting names we can pick. But, I don't like any of them, so we're gonna go with something else. We're gonna name ourselves after Superman, because we wear a lot of red. Clark, are you ready? Your very own Pokemon story is about to unfold. You'll face fun times and tough challenges. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go. I'll be seeing you later. Alright. We're all red, and we've got a computer. No items in our computer, sadly. There's a radio. Apparently, Professor Oak has Pokemon Talk Show. He has a radio talk show. How about that? With DJ Mary as a co-host. Apparently, we're avid listeners. We've got a TV. And we've got a town map. And how about that? We got a full-color town map showing us the world of Johto. So we're in a new place. All the cities, instead of being colors like they were in Gen 1, are types of woods, trees, or plants. Lots of them. I think about half of them are flowers and half of them are trees. And we're in New Barktown. Oh, Clark, our neighbor Professor Elm was looking for you. He said he wanted you to do something for him. Oh, I almost forgot. Your Pokemon gear is back from the repair shop. Here you go. Clark received Pokegear. Pokemon gear, or just Pokegear, is essential if you want to be a good trainer. Oh, the day of the week isn't set. You mustn't forget that. What day is it? Well, it's Wednesday. Wednesday, is it? Yes. Is it daylight savings time now? No. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I know how to use phones. And she tells us all about how to use the phone, because our Pokegear is basically a cell phone or a smartphone, just way ahead of its time. Hurry up, baby, huh? Well, I want to check things out. Cinnabar Volcano Burger. And we've got fresh water and lemonade in the fridge, but we can't take them. How sad. And oh hey, it's dark out. Because it's nighttime. Yeah, new to Generation 2 is day and nighttime. Then we're starting this recording at nighttime. Which, if I hadn't lost that previous recording, would have been better. Anyway, Professor Elm is saying, "Hi Clark, I've got a task for you. I have an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It is intriguing, but we're busy with our Pokemon research. Could you look into it for us? I'll give you a Pokemon for a partner. They're all rare Pokemon that we just found. Go on, pick one." And being the impatient bastard that I am, well, we'll look at all three of them this time around. No. This one's the one that looks the most like Charizard, but he's a filthy water Pokemon. Of course, we're gonna go with Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil's my favorite Gen 2 starter, and possibly my favorite Pokemon line in all of Pokemon. So, I say that as someone who really, really adores Charizard. Alright, yeah, sure, we'll give nicknames. We give nicknames to all our Pokemon. And you might notice, over next to our Cyndaquil's icon there's the sign for male. Pokemon in Gen 2 actually have a sex. Mr. Pokemon lives near Cherry Grove, the next city. It's almost a direct route to there. If your Pokemon is hurt, you should heal it with this machine. Oh, here's my phone number. Call me if something comes up. Clark got Elm's phone number. Clark, I want you to have this for your errand. Clark received potion. Cool beans, cool beans. There are only two of us, so we're always busy. Alright, alright. Well, he didn't give us a Pokedex, so we can't read the Pokedex entry for our Cyndaquil here. But you might notice that he has an item. New to Generation 2 is hold items for Pokemon. You can make Pokemon hold any items that you want to. And who's this bloke? Or this girl? I mean, it's awfully long hair there. Long red hair. So this is the famous Elm Pokemon Lab. What are you staring at? Okay, so we can't bust anything up with that guy. Okay. Maybe we'll check those other buildings out later when we are done with this errand. Whoa! Oh look, a brand new Pokemon. A wild Hoothoot, level 3. And male. I'd love to catch that Hoothoot, but we don't have any Pokeballs yet. Unlike Gen 1, and my Gen 1 playthrough where I used only gift Pokemon, I'm actually more interested this time around in taking it slow and possibly catching as many Pokemon as possible. And maybe even, you know, building lots of diverse teams and really getting into the meat of what makes Gen 2 Gen 2. Because Gen 2 is quite a bit different than Gen 1. First of all, as you can see, everything is in full and distinct color. Yeah, Gen 1 was super successful, and within its first 3 months, sold 4 million copies. It went on to sell even more, and as of the end of its manufacturing and sales cycle, so the end of its life, it sold 46 million copies, making Pokemon one of the most successful video games of all time. So, needless to say, they got a lot of funding for making Generation 2. And they really, in my opinion, they struck while the iron was hot, and they made a damn good product. And, oh, here's that held item, that berry, was triggered by falling below green HP. As you can now see, our HP bars have colors. And if we had played the yellow version, they did actually make yellow version with the Game Boy Color in mind. And you do have colored HP bars in yellow version. But the yellow version's like they gave a very quick paint job to red or blue. Oh hey, we learned Smokescreen. That'll come in handy. Accuracy down is always handy. It's a fruit-bearing tree. Hey, it's a berry. Obtained berry. It's always good to have berries. I'm waiting for Pokemon that appear only in the morning. Oh, well if you talk to that guy during the day, he says I'm waiting for Pokemon that only appear at night. So, which is it, man? But yeah, I was thinking for Gen 2, I don't really want to do a super hard challenge. I feel like those are a little played out. And if it wasn't obvious by my choosing to center the Let's Play around Pokemon Silver, I kind of go off the beaten path, or at least what I perceive to be the beaten path, more often than not. Oh, hey, there's an old man. You're a rookie trainer, aren't you? I can tell. That's okay, everyone is a rookie at some point. If you'd like, I can teach you a few things. Say yes, don't ignore this old man. Oh, he's telling us what a Pokemon Center does. We already know that, but hey, he doesn't know that. Hey, it's a Pokemon Mart. They sell balls and other items for Pokemon. Cool, cool, cool. Route 30 is out this way. Trainers will be battling their prized Pokemon there. Awesome, awesome to the max. This is the sea, and as you can see, some Pokemon are found only in water. I think it would have been awesome if they'd ended that sentence with, some Pokemon can only be seen in the sea, see? Okay. Now he gives us the map card. And that basically just lets us have the town map in our Pokegear. Which, the Pokegear lets us look at the town map. It also lets us use a cell phone listing and call people. Oh, we're on a big mission for Professor Elm, and she just tells us to be good. And you can see in the upper right hand corner there's the old cell phone signal bars with the little antenna symbol. And I'd buy some Pokeballs at the mart, but due to our progression, they aren't selling them yet. So there's that. Hey, another berry. I love berries. Is this Mr. Duflatchet's house? Oh, no, it's just some guy who gives us yet another berry. They really want us to have berries. They want us to notice that hold items are now a thing. Another Hoot Hoot. What's sad is, in about 5 minutes, we're not going to be able to encounter Hoot Hoot because the clock is actually going to, due to the time we chose to set, the clock is actually going to change to morning, and we will stop being able to catch nighttime Pokemon. Because in Gen 2, a lot centers around the clock and the time of day as a new interactive feature. And I don't know how well that worked out for other kids, but when I was a kid, I thought it was novel and amazing. And nighttime comes really early in game. The game shifts to night. The sun goes down immediately at 6 p.m. And so I never had a problem with day or night, but apparently there are the early morning hours, which go from like 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. or something. And some Pokemon are more common in the morning. So, yeah. I don't think I ever caught any of those. But you also notice they had to set the day of the week. And there's going to be certain events in Gen 2 that happen on a day of the week basis. So, like, the idea is, you know, every day there's something different for you to do in Gen 2. You know, I think later we find out there's like bug catching contests on Tuesdays and Saturdays. There's a special rare Pokemon you can catch in a particular cave on Fridays. Certain days of the week will cause certain routes to have their like rare catch become common. Stuff like that. Oh hey, Poison Cure Berry, how about that? Yet another berry. That's basically an antidote. Nice. Mr. Pokemon's house. Okay. You don't have a name, you're just Mr. Pokemon? What are you, stupid? Professor Elm said I'd visit. Yeah, okay. Okay. A mystery egg. Okay. In the key pocket, you say? A couple who run a Pokemon daycare service. They gave me that egg. I was intrigued, so I sent mail to Professor Elm. For Pokemon evolution, Professor Elm is the authority. Even Professor Oak here recognizes it. If my assumption is correct, Professor Elm will know it. Aha, so you're Clark. I'm Oak, a Pokemon researcher. I was just visiting my old friend, Mr. Pokemon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon. Let's see. I see. I understand why Professor Elm gave you a Pokemon for this errand. To researchers like Professor Elm and I, Pokemon are our friends. He saw that you would treat your Pokemon with love and care. Ah. You seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? See, this is the latest version of Pokedex. It automatically records data on your Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Clark received Pokedex. Okay, cool. Go meet many kinds of Pokemon and complete that Pokedex. But I have stayed too long. I have to get to Goldenrod for my usual radio show. Clark, I'm counting on you. You're returning to Professor Elm? Here, your Pokemon should have some rest. And we get a free full heal. Thanks, Mr. Pokemon. Okay. We can look at the things around his house. He's got this server racks over here that seem broken. And over here he's got books that say they're foreign magazines and we can't even read the title. Uh-oh, our first phone call from someone else. Hello, Clark, it's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no. Please get back here now. Oh boy. I think this is the last Hoot-Hoot we're gonna encounter. I could be wrong. At least for this recording, anyway. See, what I plan to do is I do plan to catch all of the Pokemon that I can possibly catch. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to build my teams this time around, but I have some ideas. But as far as the Let's Play goes, I'll try to at least see all of the Pokemon on a route in an episode. Unless they're like super duper rare. And then I'll just catch them off camera if I can't catch them on camera. And I'll probably do a lot of training off camera too, just to have options available to me. You don't have to do that, but I feel like a lot of times nowadays, a lot of Pokemon playthroughs revolve around only using trainer experience and limiting yourself and, you know, just trying to take part of what the game is out of the equation. Let's take one of those berries and use the give option and have Arsenic hold another berry. And oh, whoa! The sun came up while we were in the menu. Good lord, it's bright. You got a Pokemon at the lab. What a waste, a wimp like you. I've seen your kind, time and time again. Every fleeing man must be caught. Every secret must be unearthed. Such is the conceit of the self-proclaimed seeker of truth. But in the end, you lack the stomach for the agony that you'll bring upon yourself. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I, too, have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. Question mark, question mark, question mark, wants to battle. Question mark, send out Totodile. Aw man, when he's in actual full color, he looks even more like Blue Charmander. Maybe we should have taken Blue Charmander. Dang, he's got defense. Dang, he's laring us. Okay, maybe we gotta get tactical. Maybe we gotta cut his accuracy down to size. Also, listen to that battle theme. We got some good music going on here in Gen 2. Full color, banger themes, what's not to love? Also, we got more advanced animations on the moves. Ouch. Oh, but we've got our berry. It's okay. Yeah, the way the stats pan out for the 3 starters here in Johto, Cyndaquil's the fast one with good special attack. Chikorita's the balanced one with good defenses. And Totodile has high HP, high physical attack, and high physical defense. And then I'd say decently high speed and special stats. And we have now minimized his accuracy, so his accuracy can't get any lower. We're now going to take his defense out of the equation. Ouch. Ouch. Let's use that potion that Elm's assistant gave us. We should have been lowering his accuracy from the start. I was a foolish fool. Ouch. Okay, we've got to put some damage on the table. But more or less, the 2 good starters that you'd want to pick if you're just trying to build the strongest team possible and not care about what you like from what you see, either Cyndaquil or Totodile would be the choice. And so me and my rival here, spoiler alert, this is our rival, have chosen the 2 best Pokemon available from Professor Elm's lab. My name's question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Okay, if you say so, man. We got different dissolves for the battle screen. Oh, hey, look, another new Pokemon. Sentret, level 3. Also male. He's a daytime Pokemon. He does not appear at night. He's also one of my favorite ones in Gen 2. I think the idea of the Rattata equivalent being actually cute, as well as useful, it's a big step up. Oh, hey, look, an old face, good old Pidgey. Gen 2, it kind of played itself off as a sequel. I think it was in the instruction manual. but somewhere in the game as well, they'll mention it. It's been 3 years since the events of Generation 1. And obviously, we're a different trainer now, a different kid. And things are different. I heard a Pokemon was stolen here. I was just getting some information from Professor Elm. Apparently it was a young male with long red hair. What? You battled a trainer like that. Did you happen to get his name? Yeah, it was question mark, question mark, question mark. He told us himself. No. Oh. This is an interesting dynamic for Generation 2 because they're trying to do a more realistic way for why you would be giving your rival's name to the professor. And in reality, he didn't actually give us a name, right? Like he said I'm, and it said, you know, mystery, right? And you know, he didn't really say anything. So we're free to give him whatever name we want. And what's funny about this is you could technically view it as us lying to the authorities, because since we didn't see an actual name, and we can just come up with whatever we want, you know, this could just be the alias we're giving him. We don't know his actual name. But according to fans, it's Silver, and the kid we're playing is Gold. But I think that's dumb. So I'm just going to name him Lex. We're keeping our Superman theme going. He's our rival, so he's Lex, as in Lex Luthor. Which I'm pretty sure in the comics, before Luthor went bald, he had red hair, so it makes sense. Clark, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? Clark handed the mystery egg to Professor Elm. This? But is it a Pokemon egg? If it is, it's a great discovery. What? Professor Oak gave you a Pokedex? Clark, is that true? That's incredible. He's superb at seeing the potential of people as trainers. Wow, Clark, you may have what it takes to become the champion. You seem to be getting on great with Pokemon too. You should take the Pokemon Gym Challenge. The closest gym would be the one in Violet City. Clark, the road to the championship will be a long one. Before you leave, make sure that you talk to your mom. Okay. Clark, use these on your Pokedex quest. To add to your Pokedex, you have to catch a Pokemon. Throw Pokeballs at wild Pokemon to get them. Okay. Well, we'll go talk to Mom. See, unlike in Gen 1, we weren't setting out on a quest in the same way. Wow, that's a cute Pokemon. Where did you get it? So you're leaving on an adventure. Okay, I'll help too. But what can I do for you? I know, I'll save money for you. On a long journey, money is important. You want me to save your money? Yes. Okay, I'll take care of your money. Be careful. Pokemon are your friends. You may need to work as a team. Now go on. Okay. Yo, Clark. I hear Professor Elm discovered some new Pokemon. He sure did, Brian. He sure did. Hi, Clark. My husband's always so busy. I hope he's okay. When he gets caught up in his Pokemon research, he even forgets to eat. Okay. When I grow up, I'm going to help my dad. I'm going to be a great Pokemon professor. Pikachu is an evolved Pokemon. I was amazed by Professor Elm's findings. He's so famous for his research on Pokemon evolution. I wish I could be a researcher like him. I think she wants to research him, if you know what I'm saying. Well, I've seen you a couple of times. How many Pokemon have you caught? Would you like me to show you how to catch a Pokemon? Yeah, sure, why not? I normally don't go for tutorials, but I think this is the only time in the game that he offers this to you. Wild Rattata appears. Level 5, dang. Dude used the Pokeball. Well, he doesn't have a name, he's just Dude. Brocata Rattata without even weakening it? What a stinker. That's how you do it. If you weaken them first, Pokemon are easier to catch. Okay, so. Thanks for nothing. Whatever. But I had a friend that theorized that if you didn't let them show you how to catch Pokemon, that catching Pokemon would actually be harder for your playthrough, and I don't think that's a thing, but you know, little kids came up with all sorts of rumors. A level 2 Pidgey. We could catch that if we wanted to. And you know what? I don't know if I'm going to train it or not, but let's get to filling out this Pokedex, shall we? Now make sure to press A and back and forth on the D-pad so that you ensure the catch. That was also a rumor everyone believed from Gen 1 onwards. But I always feel like it helps. Pidgey, tiny bird, common in grassy areas and forests. It is very docile and will chase off enemies by flapping up sand. Give a nickname to Pidgey? Yeah, we'll name her. Pippi. But we're not going to really start training her, because why would we do that? Different kinds of Pokemon appear past here. If you want to catch them all, you have to look everywhere. You can't climb ledges, but you can jump down from them and take a shortcut. Okay, well. Route 46, mountain road ahead. And just like he was saying, there's a ledge that we can't go up. Oh hey, a Rattata! Oh, this one's only level 2 though. Can I get some Pokemon that are like higher than level 2? I don't want to have to swap grind literally everything I catch. Even if my Cyndaquil is already level 9. It's pretty clear that level's not going to be the be-all end-all. Our rival's Totodile was so thick that we had to play smart to beat it. You know what? If we're not going to get anything stronger than level 2, we're not going to get anything stronger than level 2. But I'm wondering where these different Pokemon are, because didn't we see a Rattata on the way to Mr. Pokemon's house? What is all this nonsense, you know? Living wherever there is food available, it ceaselessly scavenges for edibles the entire day. Height, 1 foot. Weight, 8 pounds. Sure. We'll name it, Gorf, I think his name was. I'm gonna double check that. There's a mouse from Mossflower, let's see. No, Gonf. My brain is gone. Gonf, the mouse thief. Let's check out their stats, shall we? Pippi's stats are terrible. And Gonf's stats are also terrible, but a little less terrible than Pippi's. Maybe we'll try to train Gonf. He could be pretty strong. Ooh, a Jigglypuff. A girl Jigglypuff. She tried to sing at us. Now, it's a little bit deceptive, the Gen 2 HP bars. Jigglypuff's bar looks green, and it looks like she's slightly above half health. But this is an optical illusion. She is actually at half health, and if I had tackled her again with Cyndaquil, she would have died. So we gotta use one of our weak guys to beat her down a little bit further before we throw a Pokeball. And fortunately for us, at level 3, Jigglypuff only knows Sing. And my chair only knows Squeak. So Jigglypuff is also technically the rare encounter on this route, being only a 5% encounter. Let's weaken her down one more time. There we go. No, I want the Jigglypuff. Give me the Jiggly. We don't have any status moves to put on her, so... Come on, give me the Jiggly. No! Look, we're already out of Pokeballs. This is terrible. Jesus. How irritating. I suppose it could be worse. Let's finish her off with Gomp. Not what we wanted, but it's what we got. We'll have to buy more Pokeballs. Look at that. We've already got half of a Pokemon team if we really wanted to invest in all of them. We don't, but you know, whatever. Oh wait, we didn't buy any Pokeballs. What am I doing? Okay, we've only got $3,000, so we can't buy an endless amount of Pokeballs, but hopefully we've got enough. We're getting enough Pokeballs to make a difference. And as far as items go, let's look at our pack, right? We now actually have an expanded inventory with multiple slots. And so we have basically 5 times the inventory that we have in Generation 1. And that's a massive improvement. It's also easier to find things, because each item type has its own separate pocket, something that would carry forward into all future Pokemon generations, as far as I know. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think a single Pokemon generation after Gen 1 goes back to just one long inventory list. Give me the Jigglypuff. That's not a Jigglypuff, that's a Geodude. It's gonna take a while to whittle him down because he's rock type. We don't even have any special moves. So we'll get him after we've applied the proper technique. But he could still be hitting us even if we fully floor his accuracy, so I'm going to stop at 3 accuracy downs and then give him 1 defense down and see how hard we hit him. We'll take it in stages. Now, he's not actually a rare encounter up here. He's actually supposedly the most common encounter on Route 46. I don't really know if that's true, but, you know, hey, whatever. One more tackle. That'll do it. Ooh, that was close. But we literally can't have better catching odds on him because we don't have anything like paralysis or sleep. So he better get in this damn Pokeball. I like how they animated the Pokeball too. It doesn't look exactly like it does in the show or anything, but you know, in Gen 1 the ball just hit them and disappeared. Geodude, rock, 1'4", weighs 44 pounds. It uses its arms to steadily climb steep mountain paths. It swings its fists around if angered. Give a nickname to him? Sure. We'll name him... Stone... I think this will fit. No, wait, not quite. Okay, how about... Stone... Lord. No, we've already got a Lord. We've got Cinder Lord. So, King? Stone King will be fine. And let's check his stats out. Level 3. Really good attack and defense, and his other stats are very poor. But hey. Now, as far as Gen 2 goes, rock Pokemon are actually pretty good. And fire Pokemon are also at a better spot. And since all the towns are named after trees and plants, one might say you pick the fire Pokemon, you're trying to burn it all down. Burn away all that divides and distinguishes. May chaos take the world. Now, there's one other Pokemon we can run into around here that's not Geodude, and it's not Rattata, and it's not Jigglypuff. And I just want to at least see it, even if we don't catch it. Because then, if I go catch one off camera and train it, you'll at least know where it came from. Supposedly it's the second most common Pokemon on the route as well. But when we're dealing with random numbers, common and not common can sometimes blur just based on pure chance. Like in the recording that I lost, that I mentioned, I actually ran into 3 Jigglypuffs in a row. And caught the first one that I encountered. And I ran into no Geodudes. So that was interesting. And again, if you just want to move on with the game and get to the first gym as fast as possible, get to find trainers as fast as possible, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to sit and catch. We proved that with the Gen 1 playthrough. The game actually does give you Pokemon. And you could get through the whole game with just the Pokemon the game gives you, if you think about it a little bit. Like, if we wanted to just get through Gen 2 with the Pokemon the game gives us, I think we would have picked Totodile, and then we would have been fine to just cruise through the entire game, almost exclusively with Totodile. And then I think we might have had to finagle a few of the other gift Pokemon with either certain items or certain stones or something. But I'm pretty sure we could have done the same challenge we did in Gen 1. And while that could be fun, I kind of want to, like, stop and smell the roses of Gen 2. I mean, we have this lush, colorful game with all these features and all these things to see and do. And we just can't seem to you know, if we were to do it the way we played through Gen 1, it would be a lesser experience, in my opinion. Plus, not a lot of people actually play through Silver version, and so they're unaccustomed to the different sprites and the Silver version exclusives, as every generation of Pokemon has exclusives in either version, and then what's supposed to be the compilation version of like Yellow or Crystal or Emerald is supposed to not exclude stuff and then does anyway, so that they can continue selling all three versions and telling people to trade and buy trade cables and, you know, project on their business model and everything. It's very irritating. Here it is. Another old face, Spearow. And of course, for us, it's going to be level 2, because why wouldn't it be? But hey, we'll see if we can... It lived through that, so we'll catch it. Alright, and Spearow is actually the strongest of the bird Pokemon you can catch at the start of the game. It's better than Pidgey, it's better than Hoothoot. For battling, you want Spearow. Very protective of its territory, it flaps its short wings busily to dart around at high speeds. It's only 1 foot in length and weighs 4 pounds. Still pretty big for a bird. Let's see. Count. I don't know why, but we're just gonna go with that. That's Viscount. And it lived with literally 1 HP. How about that? And I guess we'll walk around here for like 3 more battles, see if we run into another Jigglypuff. And if we don't, I'll just come back and get one off screen. Because I don't want to spend a whole episode walking around here. We've already spent like half the episode walking around here. We can only stop and smell the roses for so long, you know. Come on, Jigglypuff. Come on, Jigglypuff. Dang it. It's a girl Geodude, isn't that kind of like an oxymoron? Really like that new animation for Leer. It looks like laser beams. I sometimes imagine a world where the Gen 2 Leer actually does damage. Okay, so that was 2. So one more, and if it's not Jigglypuff, oh well. Darn it. Youch. Well, we'll just have to come back to Jigglypuff another day. Another day, another dollar. Man, I already got 5 Pokemon. We're the best. We're the greatest. Nothing can stop us. Oh, a Weedle, another old face. Level 4, dang. Might be cool to get one of those and evolve it into a Beedrill. Maybe they got better bug-type moves for it in this generation. Suppose I could check that out. Weedle's data is added to the Pokedex. Hairy bug, 1 foot in length, weighs... it's a caterpillar that weighs 7 pounds? Jesus! It attacks using a 2-inch poison barb on its head. It can usually be found under the leaves it eats. We will name it... Simon, or Simone, or Gurren Lagann reference. Don't know if I'll actually use it or not. It is pretty fast. We've got a whole team of 6 already. How about that? And another one. Oh, that's actually one of the version exclusives, it turns out. As far as Kanto-E's go, at least, well, maybe not, at least for this route it is. In Gold, you'll run into Caterpie instead. Oh, hey, look, another new bug. Ladybug. Like a ladybug. And Ladybug is bug/flying. And she's one of the weakest Pokemon of all time. We'll catch her anyway. I don't know if I'll ever use her. Her evolved form looks pretty cool, but it also is still stupidly weak. Ladybug, 5-star, height 3'3", weighs a 24-pound ladybug? Jesus. When the weather turns cold, lots of ladybug gather from everywhere to cluster and keep each other warm. We'll name it dude, because dude looks like a lady. Dada, dada, dude look like a lady. Oh, our second trainer battle ever. He just lost, so he's trying to find Pokemon. He thinks we look weak. He wants to go. He's also got a backwards hat. But he's only got one Pokemon while we've got 6. He doesn't stand a chance. That's right, you don't have any more Pokemon. Well, what if I don't want to battle, huh? Oh, this guy's got a level 2 Pidgey. Maybe he won on raw numbers. He weakened Joey's level 4 Rattata by having 2 Pokemon. Oh, Mikey's gonna send out his own Rattata. Yep, that's definitely how he beat Joey. He had more Pokemon. Becoming a good trainer is really tough. I'm going to battle other people to get better. What did you say? I have to have more Pokemon for battles. I'm going to catch some more. Wow, you're pretty tough. Can I get your phone number? I'll call you for a rematch. No. Why would I want to rematch your sticky Rattata? But more than that, you can only hold like 10 or 11 phone numbers. And if you just start accepting literally everyone's phone number, you can delete them later, but it might slip your mind, or you might not realize that you can delete them. And you might think that after a certain point people just stop asking for your phone number. They don't. You just need to have room on your Pokegear. Yeah. On the recording I lost when I walked through here, I didn't run into a single wild encounter. It's amazing how different each playthrough can be. Instead of a bug Pokemon, I found a trainer. Well, yeah, you gotta go in the grass, genius. Bugcatcher Don. Don's one of those names that's like a 40-year-old man named Donald who wants to be taken more seriously. Nobody names their kid Don. Oh, that's why he's not in the grass. He was hoping to beat us so he could afford to buy more Pokeballs. What a lad, what a lad. Of the two bugs from Gen 1, Weedle and Caterpie, I've always liked Caterpie better because he's green. And I like Butterfree better than Beedrill because Beedrill's stingers on his hands look stupid. But I never, other than my first couple playthroughs, where I was really affected by the anime as a kid, I never really got into getting a Butterfree. Oh, the Dark Cave already. I wonder if we can get that item. It's so close and yet so far. Yeah, the Dark Cave this time around, they don't let you see. Oh hey, a Zubat. If it lives through this tackle, I'll catch it. Huzzah! Capable of flying safely in dark places, it emits ultrasonic cries to check for any obstacles. 2'7" in length, weight 17 pounds. A 17-pound bat? Jeez. Batman. Well, we can't see where we're going, so that item happens to be a potion. But we'll have to come back later when we have Flash. Well, I walked too far looking today for Pokemon. My feet hurt and I'm sleepy. If I were a wild Pokemon, I'd be easy to catch. Oh, another bug catcher, you say? What if I don't want to battle with you? What if I want to stay home and bake cookies with myself? Look at how green Caterpie is. Doesn't he just look great? Truly riveting Pokemon battles. The bar looks full, but we're not... We still haven't gotten enough. Wow. Alright, we learned Ember. It's about time. That's 3 levels later than Charmander learns it. Maybe Cyndaquil will make up for it by learning a fire move before Flamethrower. Hey, a Pokeball. That's a free 200 money, basically. Alright, are there any different Pokemon right here? Oh no, we've already seen Ladybug. We don't need to see Ladybug again. At least Ember will speed things up a bit. Just keep encountering all these ladybugs. Show me potato salad. Hey look, there it is. Potato salad. I mean Bellsprout. Whew. It's almost 5 a.m. Alright, Bellsprout was caught. It plants its feet deep underground to replenish water. It can't escape its enemies while it's rooted. 2'4", 9 pounds. Got a 9-pound plant. We'll name it Nuts. He found a good Pokemon in Dark Cave. He wants to raise it to Daikon Falconer. He's the gym leader of Violet City Gym. No, I haven't even been to Sprout Tower. I haven't even seen Sprout Tower. Okay, okay. Oh, new town theme. Ghosts are rumored to appear in Sprout Tower. They said normal type Pokemon moves have no effect on ghosts. Good to know. It was around 3 years ago. Team Rocket was up to no good with Pokemon, but justice prevailed. A young kid broke him up. And that's the in-game tell for how we know it's been 3 years. A guy named Bill made the Pokemon PC storage system. Cool. Pokemon are smart. They won't obey trainers they don't respect. Without the right gym badges, they will just do as they please. Well, what special thing is in the gym badges? That makes them even realize that, you know, the gym is good for them. Whatever. Got nuts. Alright, we wanted that nuts for a very specific purpose. We can get one more Pokemon before we close it out for this episode, I think. From this gentleman here. I collect Pokemon. Do you have a Bellsprout? Want to trade it for my Onix? Yes. Okay. And obviously Bellsprout is a far superior Pokemon to Onix, of all things. But this is the only place we can get Onix for quite a while. And obviously it's also an Onix that will yield trade XP. So if we did want to raise it, we'd raise it faster. What if I don't want to take good care of Onix, huh? Huzzah! And it's extra funny because if we do still want a Bellsprout, we can just go catch one. And what item does he have? A Bitterberry, okay. Tackle and Screech, okay, okay. Really big defense. And pretty good speed. Okay, maybe he's not as bad as I thought. He has been eloquently named Rocky. But as it stands, we're here in Violet City, and the gym is right here. And we could go beat it right now. He's a fine trainer. He inherited his father's gym and has done a great job. But I'm tired. We're over an hour. And I guess I'll say, off camera, I'm going to go back and catch a Sentret, probably another Bellsprout, just to have it as an option in the back pocket. And then we'll continue on. I might also train up our Rattata, and maybe our Geodude, but also potentially the Onix. Maybe the Spearow, maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, stay safe and have a great day, and play Pokemon Silver for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, and enjoy it with me. It's the best generation of Pokemon after all.